Hello and welcome back to the fan reaction show after Newcastle got a point against Liverpool, the champions, top of the Premier League. Who would have thought that, eh? I'm here with Carl. Carl, just your immediate thoughts. What a result.
Oh, mate, we just had a brief chat there. I'm absolutely over the moon. Everyone on the pitch for me worked their asses off. It was good having Matty Longstaff in. I think he brings a different energy. DeAndre Yedlin, fantastic as well. Cole Darlow again. And like we just said, I know I could definitely be fickle on this channel, and I'll admit that. But where credit's due, Steve Bruce has done really well tonight. So fair play to him.
Yeah, Carl's a great name, isn't it?
Yes, mate. With a K, absolute namesake. It's the best.
Get yourselves involved. This is your show just as much as ours. The link will be in the description. It'll be in the comments as well. It's pinned on the comments. If you want to get involved, we'll get a few of you involved in the next hour. And then the score and the players with myself, Sam and Lee tonight as well. Triple dose of Johnny. Some people will say that's too much. A couple of comments before we start the fan reaction show. Dan says, well, that's more like it. About time we played with a bit of passion. It might not be a win on the record, but that's our winning game of the season so far. It feels like a win, doesn't it, Carl?
Definitely. Like I said, can't grumble at all. I'll take a point against Liverpool all day long.
Yeah, who's that team we call United? Exactly. That would have been belting out around the Gallagher tonight. Let's get the first guest on. Who we got first, Carl?
We've actually got Spurs for life. He was in the chat along with us through the watch along. So quite interested to see what he's got to say.
We'll get him in then.
Have a look.
Is he in? Spurs for life. We've got a Tottenham fan. What's your name?
I'm Daniel.
What did you think of the game?
Well, I mean, you were just hanging on for life. I was here, basically on my knees praying that Liverpool wouldn't score.
Did you think that Newcastle deserved a point?
Definitely, I think they deserve 3 points.
Get in. That's what I like to hear. Who do you think Newcastle's best player was tonight?
Callum Wilson, for sure.
Would you have him at Spurs?
What?
Would you have him at Tottenham?
Yeah, for sure. Maybe not as in front of Harry Kane, but maybe as a backup striker.
Yeah, he's definitely good value for money. Carl Darlow was exceptional. Made some fantastic saves. What do you think his best save was tonight?
The one where Mane almost scored and then they cleared it off the line, but like he saved. It was almost going in, but then we cleared it off the line. And Mane almost scored right after.
Yeah. Well, next time you come on, you need to make sure that you have a Newcastle top on with a Newcastle flag behind you. Okay, with a Newcastle tattoo as well. Okay, mate. Well, thank you very much for coming along, mate.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Take care, mate.
Good man. Right, let's get a Newcastle fan. I'm going to get some Newcastle reaction straight away. Carl, who we got?
Yeah, we'll got James.
Hello, James. How are you? Hi, James.
Hello. I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing.
Buzzing with that. It's a great performance, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I just get on the players first of all with the defence. I thought the best defender today was Fabian Schär.
He was exceptional, wasn't
all means, and that was his best Newcastle performance since Rafa, I think.
What did you make of his clearance tonight, right near the end of the game?
Outstanding, just outstanding. I thought it was in, but then as soon as I see Fabian Schär just diving in for it, I was like, that's our player that we've missed over since Rafa's left.
100%. 100%. Was there anybody else that caught your eye? Was Carl Darlow your man of the match?
Yeah, I thought he kept us in the game as well, I think, as well. But also I gotta give a shout out to DeAndre Yedlin as well for that performance.
Yeah, Carl, what did you think of DeAndre Yedlin today? Because obviously James has mentioned a great point there. It was fantastic work rate from DeAndre Yedlin. Didn't stop today, did he?
No, definitely not. I think he was the player that we had 3 seasons ago. I think he was exceptional, absolutely exceptional. He's exactly what I come to expect from him, and then he kind of went off the ball. To see that performance from him tonight was brilliant, and I'll just question whether he's someone that we should let go when you see a performance like that. But you can't base it off one performance.
He was. James, just finally, because we've got loads of people trying to get in, as you can imagine, because it's a great performance tonight.
Okay.
Did you think Kieran Clark's header was in late on?
Oh, I was jumping up in the air just before it got saved. I was like on my edge of my seat from that, and I wish I was in the Gallagher to see that if I was there.
Definitely. Honestly, you forget for half a second, don't you, that Liverpool have got the most expensive goalkeeper and probably the best goalkeeper in the world.
Yeah. I thought that was the only save he had to make today, I think, as well, Alisson.
Yeah, he's a good
And also, yeah, he is. I forgot what I was going to say there. Oh,
you've just remembered that Newcastle have got a point. That's what you probably think.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I thought Matty was good as well today. That's Sean, Liverpool's boss. I think he was exceptional in the midfield.
Is he better than Sean?
Yes, definitely.
They're different players, aren't they? But he's been brilliant, Matty Longstaff, hasn't he, James?
Yeah. Ever since he scored that season against Man United, I thought, yeah, he's going to become a good player.
Yeah, definitely. I can remember that game against Man United, man. I think Carl was probably jumping for joy down in Birmingham, weren't you?
Yeah, I was, mate. I was. Definitely.
James, thank you very much for coming on.
All right, bye.
Take care, James.
Carl, just before we get somebody else on, just quickly, let's just touch about the performance again tonight. We're talking about Matty Longstaff and Isaac Hayden in the middle of the park. It's an absolutely brilliant pairing, weren't they? We're going to miss Hayden against Leicester.
Yeah, massively. You know yourself, John. I'll speak about. Well, we all do. We love Isaac Hayden. His work rate's fantastic. I know I'm always one of those where I think him and John Joe play really well together. But you see the tenacity and the energy that Matty Longstaff has got, as well as what Isaac Hayden already does on the pitch. It does make a massive difference. I know people complain a little bit about how John Joe can be seen to just be walking around the pitch at times, and that is how he plays football. But having someone that is working alongside you as hard as Matty and as hard as Isaac does himself, it clearly makes a massive difference against two unbelievably experienced Premier League centre midfielders. So 100%. It was fantastic, mate.
Yeah, well, I'm sure a lot of people want to mention that. Who's next, Carl?
Next, we've got Prowl Luck coming in.
Friend of
regular.
The channel. Yeah, friend of the channel, Prowl Luck. All the best obviously for your Christmas and your New Year, firstly, but a great performance and a great point for Newcastle tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Fully deserved as well. Defence, superb. Darlow, superb again. Not to mention DeAndre Yedlin, superb as well.
Exactly. Were you surprised that Steve Bruce went 5-4-1?
No, I mean, he's always going to go with against bigger clubs. He's been saying it for the past God knows how many times. He was always going to stick by his word. But it did well tonight. Did very well.
It did do very well.
Normally, I'm not a fan of this formation at all.
No, definitely not. I was sick of it after the Manchester City game. I dread that game every year. So, yeah. Were you surprised by the team selection at all? Like any in particular? Was it because obviously Richie and Yedlin both playing at fullback? Again, I was surprised to an extent that Yedlin got the nod, considering he played the whole game against Manchester City. Hasn't played a lot of football. Richie, again, he's been injured for most of the season. Were you surprised that them two got another majority of the 90 minutes, in particular in Richie's case? But obviously Yedlin played the full game again.
Was the first because I thought Yedlin's not been doing anything, but you got to give him massive credit tonight for the way he's worked in tonight's game. But to be honest, I don't think anyone put a foot wrong tonight. No one at all.
What did you make of the midfield? Me and Carl has been talking about Matty Longstaff and Isaac Hayden in the middle of the park. It was absolutely brilliant. And the good thing as well, Proud Luck as well, Matty looks so calm on that football. He really does. Like I was just saying in the quick thoughts that he had about 5 players around him at one point in the second half. He was never panicked.
No, definitely not. And that's why I want to see this lad be given more of a chance. He deserves it because Sean has been underperforming for the past God knows how many games. Now time for Maddie to step in and have that chance now.
In terms of our chances, obviously Kieran Clark had the header, but how much of a difference parallel does Callum Wilson make? He is just head and shoulders above the rest of our club.
That's why we paid the £20 million for him. His holder play's been fantastic, and he's been a joy to watch.
Carl, what did you make of Callum Wilson today? We've talked about how good he has been with the goals he's put in, the assists he's put in, but Liverpool at times, like especially Phillips, he was trying to keep as close to Phillips as possible. And I feel like he won the battle. I know he didn't get the goals, but there was 2 or 3 moments, Carl, where he really had them under the ropes a little bit.
Absolutely. You talk about players making it to the level of being a professional footballer. They've always got to be one step ahead in their head. And then as a striker, he's even one step further than the defenders that were in front of him tonight. His runs off the ball are impeccable. I've said that all season about him. That's what we've missed. Someone to run the channels and pull width from the central midfielders as well. He's just unfortunate he hasn't. He's done everything right but score tonight, and can't complain about anything. He's fantastic. He's what we've missed for such a long time, and we'd be buggered without him. We really would.
Another player that we would be buggered without, Prowl Luck, is Carl Darlow. Some amazing saves tonight.
Again, he's done phenomenal since stepping in for Dubravka, and I'll be very frustrated if he was to be dropped against Leicester. I think Darlow deserves to keep his place. I don't think I would be throwing Dubravka straight back in yet. Darlow has been phenomenal.
When both fit, say at the end of the season, for example, Prowl Luck, Darlow, Dubravka, both fit, both fighting for the number 1 jersey. You've got to make that important decision. You're Steve Bruce, for example.
Oh.
Who's starting goal for Newcastle when both fit?
Oh, I think you would be looking more at Dubravka. It's why a reason why we brought him into the club. So I think you would be looking more at Dubravka, which is the thing. But
do you agree, Carl?
Back in yet.
I think the thing for me, Lee made a really good point, because I kind of overlooked it before the live stream, is that Dubravka's on the bench tonight. Darlow's not really felt any pressure for the last couple of months. With Gillespie being behind him, he's been fantastic. You're playing arguably the best side in the league. Then you've got half the fans calling for Dubravka to come in because they feel he's the better keeper, which is fine. But then he's sat on the bench and you're there playing for your top, and you pull out a performance like that. Like, he's got to stay in for me. No, he has to. It would be really harsh to pull him out, but we're just blessed that we've got 2 fantastic keepers. We really are. So, it would just be a shame if he does get dropped, but it's one of them. I think we come out trumps either way as fans with those 2 in that position. So, yeah, I want to see him stay in goal, definitely.
100%. Prowl, last question before we get somebody else on. Got to give credit to Steve Bruce tonight.
You do, yes. We want to see just a bit more of that. It's just none of this dross football that he was playing the previous games.
Dear me, like I say, the Brentford game last week, I was absolutely fuming with him.
God.
But hopefully we can continue this with Leicester on the 3rd of January. Prowl Luck, thank you so much. Hopefully we'll get you back on for 2021 and have all the best for the new year, mate.
You as well. Thanks for having me on.
Take care, mate. Happy New Year.
We've got more people that want to come on, so Carl will get another one on.
Next up is Callum, mate.
Let's get Callum on the fan reaction show. Is he there?
Callum, you there, bud?
No.
No.
Anybody else wanting to come on?
Yeah, we've got the Dutch destroyer, Brandon.
There he is. Brandon, how are you?
Not bad after today's performance, not at all.
What did you make of it?
Happily surprised. If we could put this on the table every week in, week out, we wouldn't be that on Steve Bruce's back, I think. And it would make him so much easier for him. As long as we try, we don't care if we lose 4-5, 3-0. If we play this football, and I know for sure if we play this kind of football, we would definitely picking up points. So, yeah.
Brandon,
for sure.
You talk about the fact that if Liverpool scored 3 or 4, as long as you gave it your all, the team gave it their all, you don't care. Liverpool did have chances today. It was just the good thing was that we kept them out of the net. We defended exceptionally well. Who deserves more credit for that? The manager or the players for putting it out there?
I think the players. They still have to put in a graft, right? Massive respect to Schär, Jetlin, Darlow, and I would say Fernandes as well. Clark had a good chance for scoring, but defending-wise, I didn't see him that much, but he probably did his job. So, yeah, defensive-wise, it was great from our side.
Who was the best centre half out of the 3 for you today, Brandon?
Schär, I would say. Do you agree?
He was exceptional. Carl, do you agree? Do you think Shaw was the best out of the 3 centre-halves today?
Yeah, it was another one of those players that's pulled out a performance that we come to expect from a season or two ago. It was fantastic. I think he was the best of the 3, mate. Yeah, definitely.
And didn't he mention in an interview that he was like just having 2 trainings in before playing Manchester City game?
Wow,
that's mad. And if you're thinking about that, like him coming only from two trainings after the Man City game, and now maybe 3 or 4 trainings, I don't know, 5. It can only go up if he can keep performing like this. It will be great. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah, sorry, just my phone's just decided to. There we go. Sort of that. Yeah, I completely agree with you, Brandon. Isaac Hayden getting the yellow card means that he's out of the game against Leicester. Do you think that? Who do you think should come in with Matty?
I would say Sean then. Matty, Sean, and then Hayden or John Joe. I would say I would play probably 4 defenders then, and it will be Sean, Matty, John Joe, and Hayden.
Interesting. And just finally,
but I don't think John Joe is able to play, right? Is he?
No, Isaac Hayden's suspended now because he got a yellow card today. So
so sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, but I will still play Almiron instead of Hayden then.
Interesting. Get your thoughts if you agree with Brandon on that one. Just finally, Brandon, DeAndre Edlin's getting a lot of praise tonight for his performance, and I've been very critical.
Credit's due, right?
Of course, I've been very critical of our right back options. Has he taken the shirts at the minute, Brandon?
After his performance, yeah, why not? Sure.
Carl, do you agree?
So?
I've always liked Yedlin's pace, and he's always been very suspect defensively, and his pace has always got him out of trouble. It's hard to drop someone off tonight's performance, but I need to see it more often from him. So after tonight's performance, I'm happy to start him against Leicester if it was me. And then see where it goes from there. But my first choice right back personally would be Manquillo.
But that's a little bit of Yedlin's problem, right? He puts in a few good games, but very, very rarely. And overall, it's like a 5 or a 4 overall. And sometimes he has those performances of like when he scores an 8 or 7. So that's a little bit the problem with Yedlin.
Yeah.
There was links with Trabzonspor with DeAndre Yedlin today. Because he's only got 6 months left on the deal. I still don't think Newcastle will give him a new contract offer, and I think he probably would like to leave. You never hear him say he wants to stay at Newcastle. And again, you don't really hear much from DeAndre Yedlin anyway. But
no, you don't. No.
So it's an interesting one. It wouldn't surprise me if he was gone in January just because of the fact that he's got 6 months left.
I think it's too much of a risk for giving him a new contract, right? Especially on the wages that he is.
Yeah. Like I say, it's a good.
And I cannot see him taking less money than he does now.
Exactly. I can see an MLS move, to be honest. But Andrew Bell, if you just go back on that comment from Andrew Bell, says Yedlin's pace helped him tonight. Solid chances simply down to his pace that he gets there first. Perfect from Carl, really, from just saying that his pace gets him out of trouble. But I thought defensively, he read the game really well.
Yeah, he did, mate. You're right. Which just baffles me because you've done that against the best side in the league. What's kind of gone wrong previous? Do you know what I mean? Because you're absolutely right. He read the game very, very well, and that's what we need at right back. We haven't got it. And like, there's a perfect opportunity for him to grab it by the scruff of the neck and take it. And I think you're right. It could come down to the fact that he doesn't look like he's not shouting that he wants to stay at the club. So yeah, maybe that's got something to do with it.
Fascinating, Brandon. Thank you so much for your time. Lovely to see you.
I just want to say
2021. If I don't see you till then, mate, you okay?
Yeah, I just wanted to say massive respect to Murray for bringing this on the table, and I said it before, we should play him more often, and that's where I want to leave it out.
Perfect. I want to leave it at you, Brandon.
Good luck to you. Yeah, sure. I will.
All the best.
Take it easy, mate.
And that was Brandon, one of the members of NFTV. Obviously, very, very happy. He's actually somewhere in the mountains, believe it or not. I don't know how me and Carl were like, how have you ended up there over Christmas? But each to their own on that one. Who's next, Carl?
Next, we have Daniel. I'll just switch to that.
Yeah. Hello, Daniel. How are you?
A little bit too close there. Yeah, fucking hell. Yeah, no, we're all right, mate. Yeah, I didn't expect that.
No, I don't think anybody did before a ball was kicked, especially after the Manchester City performance. What a result, but a great team ethic performance tonight, Daniel.
I mean, mate, where do you start, mate? Like, performance-wise, who do you, like, single out and say that was the outstanding person? I mean, of course, there's going to be people out there who are going to pick out one particular person. I think it probably begins with Joe and ending in Linton. But even him, mate, I mean, everybody, like, to a teammate was, like, top-notch. I mean, the player ratings, mate, everyone should be getting an 8 or more.
No pressure then for me later on.
Glad I'm not on that one.
Yeah, I mean, it should be, mate. Everybody should get an 8. I mean, Darlow, yeah, will probably get 10. I mean, Cher probably will get 10. Fernandes will get 9.
Don't spoil it for the viewers, Daniel. Don't spoil it. We're trying to get people to watch
Don't change the heading, scoring the players.
It is, but I mean, I think everybody's buzzing, isn't they? Because everyone was probably expecting like a Crystal Palace kind of result that Liverpool done against them, weren't they? And just to see the players kind of put in a performance like that, I mean, yeah, I mean, like you still need that cutting edge up front for obviously Wilson and whoever. But in terms of everything else, you just can't fault it. And I know there's going to be haters out there for Bruce as well, but you got to give him credit. He said that keep it tight, which they have. And they did look a threat. If we had that cutting edge up front, we could have had Liverpool today.
God, who would have thought even that before a ball was kicked? If we just had a little bit more and somebody help Wilson out. But I think we've got to single out a player today, in my particular opinion, was Kieran Clark, Daniel. I know we've talked about the defence briefly with other guests, but I actually disagree. I thought Fabian Schär was brilliant, don't get me wrong, but I thought Kieran Clark was immense. And I'm struggling to work out when last time he actually had a bad performance or a couple of bad performances in a row for Newcastle. He's been outstanding since he left Villa to join us.
It is hard. I mean, yeah, I mean, you could single out everybody. I mean, we're all buzzing, aren't we? We feel like we've won like 1-0 or something, but we've drawn against the champions who've arguably got probably the best attack in Europe. You know what I mean? Firmino, Salah, and Mane, you know what I mean? They've torn every defence in the Premier League a new one, haven't they? So, and you know, you keep them quiet. Obviously, Darlow. I mean, he should be the England number 1. I've got no qualms of saying that at all. He's pulled. It's like Dubravka last season. Just kept us in so many games and won us points and stuff. And obviously, won us another one tonight. You just can't flip in, not look past him. I mean, you've got old little small arms up in Everton. Obviously, he'll be number 1, won't he? So,
who would you start as number 1 if both fit? Say, first game of the season, next season, Daniel, you've got Dubravka, who, let's just say, he has been so consistent for Newcastle since he's been at the club. But you've got Carl Dallas in the form of his life. Who do you start? You've got the big decision.
So a new season. And you've got
new season. Darlow's continuing his form like he has most of the season. He hasn't really put a foot wrong. Dubravka's fit. He's playing like he normally does. Who's starting?
Probably Dubravka.
Wow.
I mean, I said he's the number 1, isn't he? I mean, I know when we were in the Championship, Darlow, I mean, he performed heroics there as well. And obviously now he's in the Premier League and he's stepped up. But again, you think about it, Dubravka's done it for what, 2 seasons in a row, isn't he? So that's the reason why I would say put him in as number 1 ahead of Darlow. So yeah, there'll be hatred coming in left, right, and centre now, won't there? So
yeah, he's called Daniel.
I'm down south, as you can imagine. So yeah, come find me. Yeah,
definitely. Just what was his best save today, Darlow? I'm going to say the Salah first one. I thought it was brilliant. I thought that was the best one out of the lot today.
I think it was the last one, like from the corner, and then obviously he's got back up and he's punched it. You know what I mean? What, another 10 yards away from the goal. So obviously he's made that initial save, and obviously he's realised, oh shit, it still hasn't been cleared. He's got up, punched it away, got it further away from danger. But it don't matter, mate. We've got a point, so I don't really care.
Exactly. Just finally, before we get somebody else on Daniel, Steve Bruce, you say deserves a lot of credit. Do you think that'll ease a little bit of pressure on him now?
Yeah, but it's just got to be consistency, isn't it? If he can pull them out like that, and the team can actually perform and not flipping play dross football, then you know what I mean. You got to say, well, fair play to the bloke. Obviously, let's just see what happens at Leicester. Obviously, last year we got flipping turned over by them, so you just don't know what you're going to get, do you?
Definitely. I think Jekyll and Hyde, is that what they say down your neck of the woods?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Jekyll and Hyde, mate. Yeah, you just don't know what you're going to get.
Exactly. Well, Daniel, thank you very much for your time. We'll hopefully see you for the Leicester game as well. All the best.
Happy New Year, guys.
Take care,
Thank
mate.
you very much.
You too, mate. So.
Bye-bye.
Carl, it's brilliant when you get people that are so happy talking about Newcastle for a change.
Honestly, like I've loved joining this channel so much, but it's rare that I get to feel like this, so it's fantastic.
What was your particularly favourite save of Darlow tonight?
I did like the first Salah one, but I do agree with Daniel. It was the fact that he got up after making that save and absolutely levered the ball. Like I was just, yeah, I loved that. Absolutely loved it. So that was the one for me, to be fair.
Brilliant. Let's get our next guest on. Who we got next, Carl?
Fordy.
Oh,
Everyone
the
loves
man,
Fordy.
the myth, the legend. Mr. Fordy, how are you this evening after that wonderful performance by Newcastle United?
Oh, bloody time you got me on. I was about to flip and leave, mate. Lucky EastEnders ain't on.
Oh, come on. You haven't changed your allegiance to EastEnders now, have you?
Oh, listen, mate, I'm always staying loyal to EastEnders, mate. Proper London boy. Nah, to be fair, that was a decent performance. I've got to give it credit where it's due. Still the same message, though. Bruce out. It's just pending at the moment.
Why?
What do you mean, why? I'm not letting one
Just got a point
game...
against the champions.
And? Don't get gas like that, Johnny. Calm down, bro. Calm down. What, you think we're going to go on a title-winning run now? Because we...
No, but surely you've got to give credit where credit's due, Fordy.
Yes, exactly. I give credit where it's due for that 90 minutes of football. But luckily for me, I've got a memory, and I remember the previous games where we've gotten beaten by teams that are not even in our league, teams that are below us, probably not even in the same spending power as us. So again, credit where it's due for today, but at the same time, not getting too hyped. People were talking about Yellen should stay. Have you forgotten about the past 2-3 years where he's played absolutely shite? So don't get too gassed about that.
I didn't say no.
I'm just saying on Twitter.
He's got 6 months left on his deal. You keep him.
I'm just no. He still can go. He can still go. Where's he going? Turkey, America, one of them ones. Look, after the pandemic, you can stay in the tune for now. Keep safe and all the rest of it. Don't drop the transfer fee might actually go up a little bit, so it's done us a favor. But at the same time, shout out to you, Brandon. So miss you too, mate. It's all right, crazy guy. But at the same time, now he can go. But the only one saving grace is Carl Darlow. That man, that guy deserves an England call-up right now. I don't want to hear about no Jordan Pickford. I don't want to hear about no Hope Pope or whoever dope. I just want to see Carl Darlow in between the sticks with the next England game because he deserves it. Boy, he deserves it. Absolutely saved our asses tonight.
40 with our last away game, probably last time I seen you was Crystal Palace, and we had an explosive score in the players that day, and we had a full-on conversation about Joe Linton, Danny Rose, etc. We'll talk about Joe Linton. What did you make of his performance today? Because he was there to do a job. He was there to do a job. It was basically, can you stop Trent Alexander-Arnold from doing what he's been doing to most defences or most defences for most of the season and in the last couple of seasons? Do you think he deserves a little bit of praise tonight, or do you think he should still do a little bit more going forward?
Bro, the reason why I was smiling is because all I can think of is that flipping failed overhead kick. That just sums up Joe Linton. That sums up Joe Linton in a nutshell. A failed overhead kick. I don't care. Look, he's not getting no praise from me. The only person up front is getting praise is Callum Wilson. Did his job. Obviously didn't get on the score sheet, but at the same time, did a striker's role. Like, again, look, he's basically playing with no one up front with Joe Linton. It's just kind of hit and miss. It's a lottery. You don't know what side of Joe Linton you're going to get. Most of the time, it's the crap side of it. But look, everyone did their bit. I can't shoot people down too much. I'm still not going to big up Joe Linton too much because, again, £40 million he spent on this boy, and he's still not come up trumps yet. But at the same time, look, massive shout out to the rest of the team. Again, Fabian Schär put in an absolute performance today. Probably his best performance since Rafa left, if I'm being honest. Best performance since Rafa left. Since he got that shopping top knot as well. I thought my hair was crazy, but his crazy is way man. Again, all credit goes down to that man, Carl Darlow. Get that man in the team. Bruce out. Who else is there? Matty Longstaff as well. Listen, I don't want to see no Sean Longstaff in this team no more. No more. And I don't want to see Bruce's other son, Jeff Hendrick, in his team no more. The centre midfield pairing needs to be Matty Longstaff, Isaac Hayden. I know Isaac Hayden's going to be missing next game, but going forward, that is the midfield partnership that we need. Energy, bite, grit, all of that and more. That's what they bring to the table. Not John Joe Shelby, who might ping a ball one time in 10 games, and then Johnny gets super excited. Like, oh my God!
Oh, yeah.
God, John Joe Shelby's on a scoring run. No, we're not getting that guy in no more. We're not getting flipping Jeff Hendrick, who's had one good game all season. That's it. Matty Longstaff, Isaac Hayden, central midfield pairing. There you go.
Cole, just very briefly, and before we keep on, before Fordy gets kicked off this show, you mentioned Matty Longstaff. How good was he tonight?
Yeah, like you all know, I've been a massive advocate of his. So I've liked short Longstaff, but I've always thought that Matty was a better player. He's got more energy about him. He's more dynamic. He's got more grit about him. You know, he's got that low centre of gravity as well, so he's more fluid on the ball. He's just an all-round better footballer than Sean is. So I'm a huge fan of him, and he's made a massive difference tonight, complementing Isaac Hayden with all that energy he's got. So yeah, definitely.
Take away Darlow tonight, Fordy. He was the best outfield player for Newcastle tonight.
Oh, it'd have to be Fabian Schär. It'd have to be. Again, that guy has been, I don't know where his confidence has gone to ever since Rafa disappeared. But he's coming to his own in this game. Maybe because the January transfer window's around the corner. So again, everyone starts playing a bit better now. You know, Yedlin started playing well. Schär started playing well. Yeah. You know, even Matty Longstaff's playing well as well. Do you know what I mean? So maybe that might be the reason why people start to play well. But at the same time, sorry, I'm just reading this comment. What was the thing that made the difference today?
Yeah, Jane Atlanta.
What made a difference? Again, look. They probably saw Steve Bruce getting a kick in the backside. They probably thought, you know what, we're kind of to blame for that. Yeah, Steve Bruce doesn't do tactics. He's already told us already. But at the same time, they are still the 11 players that are running onto the field. So again, with that being said, they got a bit of a kick on the backside today and then gave us all a shot. We all probably thought, let's put our hands up. We all probably thought we were going to get an absolute hiding today. Do you know what I mean? Liverpool.
0-0, 40.
Oh, yeah, of course he did, mate. Yeah, how much did you put on that, did you? You must put you a multi-millionaire.
Oh, I'm not a gambling man, Fordy. I'm not a gambling man.
Oh, okay. But again, look, I definitely thought we was going to get a hiding. And again, look, these guys came out of the shell. But where they've been these past couple of games, why can't they do that all the time? This is the thing. Like, we'll play well today. And this is typical Newcastle. We'll play well today. And they'll play against, I don't know, Brighton again or something like that. And then we'll get thumped 5-0 again. And it'll all be back to square one again. So yeah, I'm just interested to see one thing as well. They mentioned obviously on the post-match show as well, they were speaking to Bruce, and obviously it's his birthday tomorrow and all the rest of it, but they were talking about the January transfer window. Now, I don't know if you mentioned it already, but who would you guys like to see brought in? Everyone's going to talk about obviously Jetro and all the rest of it now, but realistically, who should we bring in and what positions need covering?
It's a good question, Fordy. I don't know about you, Carl. I've always said I want a new right back, and I've always said I'd like another striker just because Gale's going to be out of contract. Carroll's not good enough. Joe Linton, we don't know where the best position is for him. And if Wilson gets injured, we're knackered. I don't know where you stand on this, Carl.
Yeah, for me, it would be. I know there's no chance of it happening because he's over the age bracket for Newcastle. But I honestly think we should go and take a punt. Not take a punt. He wouldn't be taking a punt. He's going to get Giroud. Like, you know, he's. We had the opportunity to sign him a year ago. Didn't do it.
But he's turned us down already, didn't he? Like, he had a chance. I think in the previous window we had the opportunity, should we say, to sign him, but I don't think he wants to come up north. His missus won't let him come up north anyway. I think realistically, if we're going to sign a striker, it's going to be someone like Troy Deeney. But even still, I don't think he will come because Watford are doing pretty decent right now. So the only thing for me, I think we might get is like a Jetro Williams. As I said, you know, he wants to come, he keeps flirting with us. And maybe, I don't know, someone from a lower league, something like that, because Costa. Got more chance of signing Costa Coffee than Diego Costa. Get out of it. Let's see what happens. This is why we get called deluded, man. We sign one player, or we win one, or we not even win a game. We draw one game, and that's it. We're signing Diego Costa and Giroud. Get out of here, man. Get out of here, you lot, man. You are killing me, man.
Tell you what. Well, Fordy, obviously, I know you've got your own channel as well. Where can people find you?
Oh yeah, as always, man. Thank you very much for the plug. Yeah, Geordie's down south as always, and anything grassroots related, check out Roots TV as well. So make sure you check that out. So cheers for that.
No problem, Fordy. Thank you so much for your time, and all the best for 2021. And hopefully, we'll see you in Newcastle at some point next year.
Maybe. I might be supporting another club by then, but you never know. Stranger things might happen.
Not surprised, mate. Not surprised. Not surprised down the new Griffin Park, to be honest, but who knows? Anyway, all the best to you, mate.
Cheers, man. Enjoy yourselves. Happy New Year.
Mate.
And that was Fordy. Obviously, he's got a lot of good comments, a lot of good things to talk about Newcastle. Some interesting points as well, see if you agree with Fordy. Carl, we'll get somebody else on, then we'll have a little chat between the two of us. Who's next?
Callum Taylor is up next.
Callum, how are you?
I'm right, thanks. You?
Very, very good, and much better after Newcastle just got a point against Liverpool. It's very unexpected. It's a late Christmas present. What did you make of the performance?
Brilliant. Our best defences ever. I thought we were going to lose, but brilliant.
It was brilliant, wasn't it? Who was the one that stood out for you today?
Probably Fernandez. That is a good defence, but I thought how close Liverpool's got to go. My stomach just, oh my God, it's just how close.
I think everybody was like that today. I was just talking to Carl before we started. I was so nervous. It was just, it was just tough to watch. But credit to Steve Bruce tonight, Callum.
Just a 50-50.
Why 50-50?
Well, I know he's still struggling. I said before that last season. Do you remember last season? He get a bit down sometimes. Like we done the cup, like I said last time. We've been in the quarterfinal in the Carabao Cup. That's a very good performance, and the FA Cup. And now the Premier League is just slightly in the middle.
Yeah, definitely for sure. I think another player that we've mentioned already, but I think he probably deserves another mention, is Isaac Hayden, Callum. You know, he's going to be a big miss for us against Leicester.
Yeah.
Do you think that he needed a rest anyway? He worked his arse off again against Liverpool tonight. Maybe it's an unfortunate accident, but he'll need the rest.
Yes, you do. Just let you know, guys. I am WobZone23 YouTuber. When I met you guys on your live stream.
Yeah,
that was me.
Oh, the mystery's been solved, Carl. The mystery has been solved tonight. Leicester's next, Callum. Do you think Newcastle can make it 2 positive results in 2 games?
Probably we get a result in Leicester, maybe. I know, Perez, our ex-player plays for but we could get a result. Just cross our fingers.
Definitely, we'll have to cross our fingers for that. And finally, who was you? Obviously, you talk about Fernandez. Was he your man of the match, or does Darlow get the nod?
Same, yeah. I said Fernandez. Well, Cordell, he's a brain saver, but I think probably, in my opinion, Fernandez is my man of the match. Yeah,
Fernandez was brilliant. Well, thank you so much for your time, Callum. It's been great to have you on, and all the best to you as well.
Happy New Year, mate.
Bye.
Bye.
We'll have a little breather, call before we get the next guest on. But Steve Bruce would have probably done his press conference now. What do you think he would have been saying after that 0-0 draw? I bet it was a great response. All the negativity would have been turned upside down. You might have even answered a question from Lee Ryder. Who knows?
Yeah, I think that you pretty much hit the nail on the head. Said that Illa said that we'd been in the game. I think Dare didn't say, he might have even said that we were unlucky not to come away with all 3 points. I don't know whether he'd be that optimistic, but yeah, something along those lines. I'm interested to see what he said, because I know a lot of people in the comments have mentioned about him working on stuff for the January transfer window. So I'm interested to have a look at what he's actually said, to be fair.
Yeah, for sure. If you want to get involved, the link is in the top of the comments. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's in the description. If you want to get involved, we've still got a bit of time. There is a couple of people that are still waiting to come on. We'll get them on very, very shortly. But Carl, obviously, Steve Bruce was under a lot of pressure. We've talked about the fact that he might be slightly under pressure now, like maybe slightly less under pressure, because he's got a point out of the game that we didn't expect to. 19 points now. Yes, we're not massive. We're kind of in that uncomfortable zone, aren't we? Because we're quite a few points away from the bottom 3, but we're still about 14th or 15th. So it's not really, we're not comfortable, are we?
No, definitely not. And you see teams in that bottom three are starting to pull out results as well. So it's always going to be worrying. It is always uncomfortable. But, it's Steve Bruce. I hate saying it, but I don't think we'll get relegated. I do think, if we'd have carried on the way that we'd been going, and if it does, flip to the other side where we're not consistent and this vein of form from previous weeks continues, we'll absolutely be in a relegation scrap. I don't expect us to get relegated. I don't really feel like he's actually under any pressure from the club, just us as fans and the media. Because all Mike actually cares about is survival at the moment, doesn't he? He's. I think they've made it clear they're not looking to push on in terms of us looking at Europa, that sort of stuff. And realistically, us finishing in and around the mid half of the bottom of the table is realistic for us. So anything, other than that is a negative in Newcastle's eyes. So as long as he's doing what he's doing at the moment, I think he's going to be in a job.
Yeah. It's fascinating to see what happens. Have we got anybody that wants to come on?
Yes, mate. Adam.
Adam, welcome to the Family Action Show.
Bear me a second, mate. Let me just.
2 seconds. I think Carl's is going to switch your mic on. I can't hear what you're saying.
Saying your mic isn't connected, buddy.
If you can try and sort your mic from your side. And.
Yeah, 1 second.
Here we go. They say this is live, you see. This is live. Anything can happen. So don't worry about it. To be fair, I'm awful with technology anyway, so it wouldn't surprise me. Just while this is getting sorted out, just a reminder that Scoring the Players is straight after Fan Reaction Show. Myself, Lee, and Sam will be involved for the Scoring the Players. If you want to watch that, by all means, I recommend that. Get involved, get your scores in while we get our scores in as well. And we've also got the last word with Lee later on this evening. I'm not too sure if it's live or guys. Oh, perfect. We can hear you perfectly. What was your name again? Sorry,
Adam,
welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks. I was listening to Fordy talking before this, and he says we're delusional about signing players and Diego Costa, but I know Messi's looking for a new club. He's not happy at Barcelona. I mean, we're picking up points for fun against Liverpool, so I mean, why not?
And I thought he's always been deluded anyway, mate. Don't worry about that. I've known him too long. What a great point today.
Yeah, the last couple of times I've come on, been very different, been very, unhappy about the result. But obviously today we can't moan about this result. It's a massive point. To be fair, it makes the Brentford result all the worse because, if we played half as well there as we played tonight, we'd potentially, be in a semi-final of a cup. But it's no point dwelling on the past. I suppose we must just look forward to the future. And I think it was a good result. I mean, if we can keep up this performance, if we can perform like this against Leicester, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, for 100%. And this is what we were talking about before with Carl. It was the consistency. Can we get the consistency now, Adam? Because we've played some difficult teams. We really have. And in terms of like the last 2 games, Manchester City, Liverpool. Look, the Manchester City game, we weren't embarrassed, but it was a tough watch by all means, and we didn't really look like scoring in a month of Sundays. And today it was definitely an improvement. We actually looked like we might have scored today. Callum Wilson was a bit unlucky. Kieran Clark was a bit unlucky. It was a much improved performance today by Steve Bruce's side.
Yeah, 100%. And yes, Samuel JAS, I am from South Africa. Yes, we do have Newcastle fans in Africa. It's amazing, but we exist here. It was a completely different performance. There's something about, I think historically we tend to raise our game against Liverpool. It's the actual Newcastle YouTube channel put out our best goals against Liverpool, and it's all games that we've actually gone on to win. So we do seem to raise our game against Liverpool. I don't know what it is when it comes to City, where we just kind of turtle against City, but a completely different performance attacking wise as well. Callum Wilson was very unlucky not to score. There was the one when he cut in from the left hand side, and it was a fraction away from a goal there. That would have been huge. I was convinced that one was going to be a goal, and I was basically already celebrating before the goal had even gone over. But yeah, anyway, I mean, it's very positive from that perspective to see that we have, a little bit more attacking threat. Even the fact that ASM is out and Joe Linton somehow still gets a game. So even though we're playing with 10 men most games, it's still good to see that we can pose a threat even to, a good team like Liverpool.
100%. Just going back on a comment there about Sam, it's because he's a jinx. He's going to announce announce his resignation. He's not going to be involved in the Family Action Show anymore. He'll stick to something else. He'll do a quick thought or something instead of me, so he can, so we don't get beat. That's the reason why. It's nothing to do with Steve Bruce, nothing to do with performances. It's just Sam does the Family Action Show when we get beat. So yeah, so you'll not be involved for the Leicester game, unfortunately. Moving on, Adam. Unfortunately, for Sam's sake. No, you're completely right. We did actually showed a bit of determination against a very, very good Liverpool side. But I've been asking this to everybody, really. Like, Carl Darlow's made some important saves for Newcastle this season. In this game today, he made 4 or 5 excellent saves. What was your favourite save? Or what do you think was the most important save, rather?
The one towards the very end, when it came directly at him, but he had to still react to pull off the save, and it went right. It went forward from him to one of our defenders who just managed to hook it over himself. I can't remember who the defender was that managed to hook it away. But at that point, my heart was in my chest because I think Lewis had come on, and he's been a bit suspect lately. So when he came on, I was just like, oh, God, here we go. It will definitely be his mistake that costs Darlow a clean sheet that he's worked so hard for this whole game. And I mean, to be honest, if Southgate is not looking at Darlow now, he never will. This is his best opportunity to make an international appearance, and I think he deserves it.
He definitely does. Gareth Southgate's always been wanting to say, I'll pick players that are playing well. Is he playing better than the other 3 goalkeepers that are in the England squad at the minute, Carl? One of them's not even playing properly, Dean Henderson. He's getting the odd game for Man United. But
100%. Henderson doesn't get a game. Pickford probably isn't playing too badly for Everton, but his performances international level haven't been great. So I don't think, we can say he's definitely playing better than Pickford. And then Nick Pope, I mean, Burnley are where they are because, he's probably not having the best season either. It's a collective, effort from that team as well. I think Darlow is, for me, the best choice at the moment.
100%. Carl, do you think that Carl Darlow should be in that England squad? Because, like Adam says, there's no reason why not.
Absolutely, I think I absolutely think that anyway. But Adam's just made a very good point. If Carl Darlow wasn't performing how he would be in the relegation zone.
100%.
So Nick Pope clearly isn't having the season that it's made out to be. Do you know what I mean? Because if, as you've said, it's a collective. If he was doing what Carl Darlow's doing, they wouldn't be shipping as many goals as they are.
100%. Well, Adam, thank you very much for your time. It's been brilliant speaking to you. First time I've ever spoken to you. So yeah, by all means, come back on. If Sam's on, I can only apologise for the defeat. But all the best to you from 2021 as well.
Thanks, guys. Happy New Year. All the best.
Happy New Year.
Cheers. Bye.
Take care, mate. Bye-bye.
Yeah, it is just brilliant to get fans from all around with Newcastle, the Midlands, London, South Africa. Who knows? Have we got anybody else? Carl, we're still waiting for a couple of people as well, are we?
Yeah, we've got James to come in now.
Come on then, let's get James on. James, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, feeling much better after a good result there in the end.
A late Christmas present, some people have been saying. Do you agree?
Well, I wouldn't go that far. But yeah, it was a good result in the end. Yeah.
Yeah. What did you make of it? Because Liverpool have got so many different attacking threats. Obviously, Salah, Mane, Firmino. I thought we kept Mane quite quiet today. Obviously, he nearly scored right at the end in terms of just trying to get over the line. But I thought Salah missed 2 very, very good chances. But obviously, we normally expect Liverpool to have a lot more chances. I thought the defence coped with them pretty well.
Yeah, I'd agree to an extent. I agree to an extent as well that Mane and Salah were pretty quiet, although Salah did have 2 goal opportunities. Let's talk about the first one-on-one. At first, I thought he'd actually it was a disastrous miss by him for me at first. And then I realised they had a corner, and I was like, how have they got a corner out of this? It looked like he just put it wide and that. And then I looked at the replay. Wow, what a fingertip save by Darlow. I was astounded that he managed to get his hand to that. Astounded.
Unbelievable
Fantastic save. Fantastic save. And I'm going to get on to Darlow later on as well. I'm going to get on to him.
Come on, then.
Or shall I do it now? Actually, let's not beat around the bush. I'll do it now. He's got to be in the England squad. In the squad, I wouldn't start him. I don't think he's quite there yet to start. But I agree he should be in ahead of Dinosaur, Arms, and Pope.
I don't know who you're on about.
Definitely. Yeah. The 3 keepers for England should be him, Dean Henderson, and Alex McCarthy, in my opinion. Those should be 3 keepers. Yeah, he's had a decent season at Southampton as well. Those, for me, are the 3 keepers battling it out. And yeah, I definitely think he should be in the squad at least. Also, his save from, who was it in the second half? I think it was...
Firmino, he had a couple of good chances.
Yeah, Firmino, was one from Firmino as well. It was a fantastic reaction save as well, which was brilliant. And yeah, like I said, he's got to be in the England team. What I'd like to talk about as well is I've seen a lot of people on Twitter kind of backtracking on Bruce a little bit, which
where do you stand
it's
on
a bit funny, to be fair, because yeah, to me, I still want him out personally. I'm not a flip-flop and I don't change after one good result. To me, I would give more credit to the players personally. We've heard Bruce's comments, he doesn't do tactics. So forget tactics and that. Bruce doesn't do tactics. So to me, in my opinion, that comes down credit to the players for putting the passion and the effort in and playing with the intensity like that, in my opinion. So yeah, I would give the players credit. I've shouted out Darlow. I'd also like to shout out Matty Longstaff and Kieran Clark. I think they have been the positives despite us losing games in the last few weeks. I think they've both been... Matty Longstaff's waited a while for his opportunity, but he's come in, and to me, he was one of the better players against Man City. One of the better players in that dull display the other day. And I also thought Clark was solid as ever, apart from a few misplaced passes. I thought he's solid. And to me, it's quite funny with Clark, because Villa fans couldn't wait to see the back of him. They're all like, oh, good, can't wait to get rid of... I think it was Calamity Clark they were calling him or something like that. They couldn't wait to see the back of him and see what he's doing now, like under Rafa in the Championship, and he's come back. He's had a couple of bad injuries, but he's come back in and he's been solid. And like somebody said earlier, there hasn't really been a game for a while where you can say, oh, Kieran Clark, he was so poor today. Like,
yeah,
he wasn't seen that for ages.
No, he wasn't poor today. He was exceptional today. James, we're running out of time. We're trying to get a couple more people in, but fantastic insight into all things Newcastle. Have a great new year. We'll see you in 2021, mate.
You too.
Cheers. Take care, mate.
You too, lads.
And that was James. We're going to try and get two or three more people in. We've only got about 7 or 8 minutes left of the Fan Reaction Show. Who's next, Carl?
We got Harry. Oh, he's listed as Harry Kane. Yeah, he came on last week.
He's okay. What did you make of the game?
I thought we played quite good, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, didn't we? Who was your man of the match today?
Probably Wilson, especially with the goal chance we had. It was good.
Yeah. Did you think he was going to score when he was more or less through, wasn't he? It was an acute angle.
Yeah.
Do you think he should have passed it to Murphy?
He probably could.
Yeah, definitely. Do you think Kieran Clark was unlucky with his header? Because that was Newcastle's probably best chance in the second half. It was a good save. Did you think it was in?
Mhm.
Did you think that? Did you jump up thinking, we're 1-0 up against Liverpool or not?
I thought Liverpool did play good as well. They were a tough side, and so yeah, it was quite a good game from us this time. Not like when we lost to Brentford. Again?
Do you give Steve Bruce credit for tonight?
Yeah, I do.
Do you think he should stay at the club in the long term, or do you think he should? Do you think he should be given a
I
bit
reckon
more
he should
time?
stay at the club, you know, because he's been a good manager so far.
Oh, fantastic! Well, thank you very much for your time, Harry Kane. If it is Harry Kane, if that is your proper name, it's not a bad name at all for like an England striker as well. Well, thank you very much for coming on.
Yeah, I'll come on next time maybe.
Brilliant.
Yeah, definitely, mate.
We'll see you against
See you
Leicester.
later.
Take care.
Bye bye.
So I think so that we have a little bit more time than I thought we'd have, about maybe another 10 minutes more than I thought we'd have anyway. But we've still got a few more people that want to come on. So who's next, Carl?
We've got Laurence up next.
Laurence, how are you?
Be 1 second. All right.
Yeah, I'm very good. Carl, we've got Laurence on today. He's been probably a big fan of this for Newcastle fans too for a number of years now. Laurence, what did you make of Newcastle's performance this afternoon?
You know what? We're just stuck in. Gave everything, and sorry for this, guys.
That's all right, don't worry.
Yeah, just stuck in. We gave everything, and we deserve the point. But we just need to show this effort every single game.
I think that's the big criticism, isn't it, from Steve Bruce, is the fact that we don't have a lot of possession. I think the most we had at one point was 30% possession. Do you think that we need to do more with the possession that we've got in terms of going forward?
I maybe say so. This is why I'm not really a fan of 5 at the back. I'd still probably look at 4-2-3-1 against Leicester.
Is that your preferred formation? Is it?
I'd probably say so.
Yeah. Who would you have in that midfield? Because obviously Matty Longstaff been excellent the last couple of games, but Isaac Hayden's missing through suspension. Who do you think should partner Matty on Sunday?
Well, if Shelby's fully fit, put him in. But it's a difficult one if he isn't, because Sean Longstaff's not performed lately, and maybe Hendrick, but I mean, it's a bit of an unpopular opinion.
Yeah, Jeff Hendrick hasn't been the most popular player for Newcastle. Carl,
if we're going to play 5-4-1, then maybe play Amor on there.
Yeah. As Carl, just very briefly, do you think Jeff Hendrick should play in the middle? Because he is quite similar to Hayden in certain aspects of his game.
I think that was it, mate. That's what I didn't necessarily disagree, because I 100% agree. Like, he's not the most technical footballer at all, but work rate wise, you could mirror that and allow Matty to play his game maybe. Because when I look at who the other options are who in terms of going to get stuck in, I don't know who that's going to be. It's not going to be John Joe. And then, Sean isn't as mobile. So, I mean, in terms of having a gritty midfielder, yeah, he's not technically great, but he probably wouldn't be a bad shout, to be fair. I know a lot of people would disagree, but you never know.
Never know with Steve Bruce. What do you make of Callum Wilson's performance, Laurence? I think he is just we're a different team with him.
Absolutely. And, Joelinton proved, again, that he cannot play as a lone striker. But with Cam Wilson, he's still getting out wide, still working hard, even though he didn't get a goal.
Yeah, obviously, I think he did everything but score today. I think he'd be absolutely knackered with his performance today. We've been talking about this briefly, Laurence. Darlow or Dubravka at the start of the season, next season, if they're both fit. We've seen how Darlow's been playing. We know how good Dubravka is. Who starts for you?
Well, right now, I'm going to go with Darlow.
Carl Darlow. Wow. Who would have said that 6 months ago? Dubravka's been excellent for Newcastle for 2 years, but Darlow gets the nod for Laurence. Laurence, thank you so much for your comments, and we'll hopefully see you for the Leicester game.
See you guys.
Take care, mate.
Who's next, Carl?
Ooh. Sorry, mate. That was an accident. Do you want me to get Connor in now?
Who we got on next?
I'll jump in. Connor, sorry, mate.
Have you got your camera on, Connor? No? Got anybody else, Carl? Just while we're sorting technical difficulties?
Yeah, last one we got in is Geordie Cowan. I'll get him in now. Let me move that
There
one.
we go. How are you doing?
Good. Yep.
Great result.
How are you guys?
Very good. Great result tonight.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, I was so excited. It's a good feeling to watch a game and be excited about something.
It really is, mate. It really is.
Me and Cole just saying about an hour ago now how good it was actually to talk about a positive performance. What was the most standout moments for you today?
Oh, I mean, it's got to be Shar's kick off the line. I mean, oh man, like I think I fell over watching that.
I think everybody screamed, especially in my house. I think me and me dad were like, "No, don't!" It was just one of those
Yeah,
moments.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah, what did you make of Newcastle defensively today?
Oh, we were strong. I kept on noting that that line was just a strong line throughout the game. No matter where we were, there was constantly 5 people in that straight line back there, and those 3 CBs definitely were strong. Like Fetty, Cher especially, and Clark, just nobody got past them, and it was great to see. And then you've got Yedlin, who was strong with his pace today. Can't cross worth shite, but has pace.
Yes, somebody agrees with me.
I think Kraft is a better crosser, but Yedlin's definitely the better defender.
Yeah, just tell Sam Mullen on that, will you? But very, very briefly, Newcastle have got to try and be a bit more consistent. A lot of fans have been saying that tonight. Got to take us into the Leicester game. Got to take us into the FA Cup game against Arsenal and Sheffield United. Is that the biggest thing? If we can be a bit more consistent, then there'll be not as much criticism towards Steve Bruce.
I don't know. I think Bruce is I think his numbers, like he's probably a great dude and stuff, but I think his time is up. I think he's proven what he can give, and unfortunately, I think his time is up. Regardless of what his result was today, he doesn't have the quality that a Premier League club needs.
If he keeps us up though, like he said, it's the minimum that the club expect and need to be in the Premier League. Is he doing his job? I'm playing devil's advocate. Is he doing the job that they're asking?
I don't know. I don't like the mentality of him just saying we're playing to stay in the league. I think you need the mentality to be at the top. You need the mentality to be like, we're going to the top. We're going to the top. You can't just settle for we're staying in, because it's not going to get us anywhere.
100%. Just very briefly, who was your man of the match tonight?
Oh, Cher, hands down. I mean, Darla was great, but Darla's always been great for the past couple of games. So outside of the goalie, Cher.
Fabian Cher. I think a lot of Newcastle fans will agree with that. Well, thank you very much for your time, and all the best for 2021, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy New Year.
Take care, mate.
We've got time for maybe 1 or 2 more. Carl, who we got next?
Yeah, we've got last one. I think Connor's tried to get back in, so I'll try Connor again.
Connor last one for tonight. Thank you for everybody else that's tried to get involved tonight. You've just been exceptionally busy, but we do have scoring the players very, very soon. Connor, welcome to the show. You're the last person on tonight. A great performance, a great result, and a great way to end 2020 without a defeat, which has been brilliant to say.
I couldn't actually believe it, and I tipped it would probably get beat 3 or 4-0. I wasn't actually expecting much out of it, but even when I seen 5 at the back, I was a bit worried. But if we play 5 at the back and we play like that, then I've got no problem playing that formation, because we actually had a goal and actually went forward, which is a big change in that formation instead of just sitting back and watching 90 minutes of a team coming at you, which I don't enjoy.
That's the biggest positive you've got to give today for the team, is the fact that they had a go. Yes, the last 15-20 minutes we tired because Liverpool did have the majority of the possession, but we had a go, Connor. That was the best thing.
Yeah, that was especially as well. The one thing that annoyed me is we didn't make another sub. That young centre back got put in the yellow card, and I would have put Carroll on. I don't think he's been great, I think for a young centre back.
We're just struggling to hear you a little bit, Connor, just with the connection. But just very briefly, who was your man of the match for Newcastle tonight? I think we might have lost Connor there, which is a bit unfortunate, because I think he was actually having a really good point about how Newcastle are doing. I think we actually have lost him. I think he's frozen, unfortunately. But we'll end it there. Oh, is he back? Are you back there, Connor? You okay there, mate? Have you got your connection back?
I think my Wi-Fi's playing up.
Oh, don't worry. Just very, very, very briefly, who do you think man of the match was for Newcastle tonight? Yeah, I think we've lost him.
Call Darlow and Shaw.
Carl Darlow and Shaw.
pick between.
Yeah, definitely. I think the most of Newcastle fans have agreed with them two options throughout the night. Thank you very much for your time, Connor. All the best for 2021. Hopefully, we'll see you for the Leicester game as well. But Carl, we'll just finish it off very, very briefly with the two of us.
Yeah.
Who again? We Newcastle United are full of surprises. A 0-0 draw against Liverpool. Yes, a lot of fans are probably treating it as a win because nobody expected us to get anything today. But can we be more consistent? If we can be more consistent, there'll be less moans and groans.
100%. That's what it comes down to. It comes down to consistency, and it's like we say it a lot, mate. Steve Bruce isn't a tactics man. That being said, we've also said this, that some accountability does need to be taken from the players. Why they haven't been able to perform like this before, I don't know. I can't think that it's just that because Steve Bruce is getting a bit of stick that they've decided that they need to put in a performance. You know what I mean? Something's changed. And I think it is maybe he's found the change in Matty Longstaff coming into the side. Maybe we're underestimating how much of a difference that's actually made. I don't know. But consistency is the key. Are we going to get that with him? I want us to. I do want us to. I don't want to see him fail. I don't. But right now, the way things have been in the past, I don't want him at the club, and I won't go back on that. But again, I know he's not going anywhere, so he's got the rest of the season to prove me wrong as far as I'm concerned as a fan. And if he can change things around, again, like I said, I'll be fickle, then I'll support him. If he gets things right, I'll support him. I will. I will give him this. It is a tough one for him. You've got Mike Ashley at the helm. There's no ambition right now. Mike Ashley does want to sell the club. He wants us to stay in the Premier League, so he's still got his asset. It's catch-22 for him, but tactically, I don't think he's got it in him. That being said, I'm open to supporting him if he can prove me wrong. I think that's what we are as fans, aren't we? We're going to be fickle at the end of the day. I'm going to call him out on his crap and praise him on his positives. And that tonight was brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
I think that's the thing with Mike Ashley, is just do the bare minimum to stay in the division, and he's happy. Newcastle fans aren't happy with the bare minimum. We want a little bit more. We look at the top half, and you can see some of the teams in the top half: West Ham, Southampton, Villa, Everton, Leicester.
Yeah,
them sort of clubs. You'd like to think that Newcastle belong with those sort of clubs. I'm not talking about your Liverpools, your Man United, your Man Cities, but the minute they're the sort of teams that are in that top half competing for the Europa League places, for example, in Leicester's case, the Champions League places. I'm not saying Newcastle deserve to be anywhere near the Champions League places, but at least have a go at being in the top 10. That would be the first obstacle. But on tonight's performance, if we can have more performances like that against the big teams, we'll creep up in the table, and we'll not really be in a relegation battle, will we? Carl?
Definitely not at all, mate. And just asking you quickly, I only bring Villa into it because they literally should have gone down last year. Bar a bad VAR decision. I think they'll admit that. But this year they're turning up trees and they're doing very, very well. But realistically, on paper, do you see that from us and them, there's a huge difference in quality in terms of the players that we've both got?
Look, obviously they've got Grealish, and he's an exceptional talent. He really is, and arguably should be playing for a bigger club, in my personal opinion. But Villa have got him, and while they've got him, they're going to use him. If you look at it player for player, there's not much in it between the two clubs.
No, I don't think so either.
I just think they do have a little bit of quality in certain areas that Newcastle don't. In particular, centre midfield. I think John McGinn's a very, very good player. I think Douglas Luiz is showing glimpses of sparkle as well. And then you've got Ollie Watkins, who's like our Callum Wilson. Just Ollie Watkins is younger, so it's interesting to say the least. But get your comments in. Remember, we've got the scoring players in the next 5 minutes. Me, Sam, and Lee will be live getting the score on the players. I'm sure you can probably guess what Carl Darlow might get. And we might have a discussion about a right back. You never know. Carl, thanks very much for your time and your assistance for tonight.
Thank you very much for having me on, mate. It's been a brilliant one. I think it's probably my favourite one, to be fair, because it's been positive. So,
well, it's just because it's both of us, Carl. We're both on, and there's no Mr. Muller because he obviously we can talk about defeats anyway, as we mentioned before. But yeah, the Fan Reaction Show will be back against Leicester on Sunday around about what time we kick off? 2:15. So around about 3:30. Not 3:30. It'll be around about 4:30. 4:30. The Fan Reaction Show might be around about that time. We'll be back for the Leicester game. If you want to get involved, The link will be in the description. But from myself and Carl, I'll be back on in 5 minutes for the score and the players. But a great point against Liverpool, and this was the fan reaction show. We'll see you in the score and the players.